Welcome to Carrow Road. I thought I'd give you a bit of a Formula One style walk and talk tonight, where it's finished. Norwich City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 2. It's been quite the game here at Carrow Road. There we are, looking resplendent, of course. All the floodlights are working, which is good. Yeah, quite the game, quite the day in the Championship. The first of two Easter games, of course. Good Friday tonight. Happy Easter to you all. Easter Monday is on the way when we all travel to Stoke. For the record, Leeds, I think, at Brentford in the late kick-off. Norwich kick-off at 3, as does Sheffield United, and they are at Hull. And that will be quite important, because today has really crystallised a few things, shaken a few things up, and left us in awe at others. But as for the game tonight, as I said, it finished 2-2. It's probably going to get a bit dark now, so this probably hasn't worked out very well, but I'll try and zip that up. There we go. It finished 2-2. Norwich managed to salvage a point in the 97th. Oh, look at this, very dark run. The 97th, thank you, that's good. The 97th minute of 5 added. But of course it's always a minimum amount, so you can't really read too much into that. It was guaranteed that Steve Bruce was going to complain about the time passed. But 97th minute, winning a free kick, Mario Vrancic taking it and delivering an absolutely perfect free kick. It was a joy to watch. I would say it was entirely, look at this, it's completely dark, entirely delivered. Is that anywhere? Can you see me yet? No, not really. This hasn't gone very well, has it? There we go. Thank you, guys. Most people are still quite happy. Sorry about me going into complete darkness there. 97th minute from Mario, free kick from Mario Vrancic, a bit of perfection. There's Mr. Tampa time, Dan Wynn walking, look, great season's work there. Just a work of art. We saw him do it against Leeds, which of course was such a crucial goal given Leeds' record of scoring first and going on to win. The fact that Norwich got themselves ahead at Carrow Road was so priceless back in February, and he's done it today. It's brought Norwich a point when I have to be honest, out of all the times when I thought they were dead and buried, this was the one time when I maybe thought more than most. And in terms of the scale of people in the media standing up at a goal, not only was this a stand-up job, it was one where I stood up and then kept standing up because it was such a magical moment. It was a magical moment of with a lot of frustration as well. Daniel Farke, as visibly angry as I've seen him probably in his time here, he absolutely livid at some major decisions from referee Jeff Eltringham. I think they remember Jeff being the referee for when Norwich also lost at Preston and gave the penalty against Emi Buendia. And there were a few things that ruffled his feathers tonight. I have to say, he was generally poor in the game, I thought, but actually most of the key decisions were probably right. I think it's right now that Dawson, the Wednesday keeper, is only given a yellow card for handling outside the area, which he did early on, even though I don't know why that's been downgraded, but I think that is what the rules are now. Max Aarons didn't really get pulled back for a penalty shout in the first half, and when he was brought down, it was probably just outside the box for the second half. And in fairness, we were still playing at 97 minutes when he gave Norwich a free kick that gave them the chance to equalise. And there is no underplaying the fact that Norwich have gone from possibly suffering their first defeat in 11 games, but that coming off the back of 2 draws and only 2 points in 3 games. And then you start thinking, well, this is a little bit jittery. And Stoke are the only side to have beaten Norwich in or one of the few sides to have beaten Norwich this season. There's only been 6 of them. And, it's a tough place to go if they sort of dig in, and maybe what happened last time will work again, and blah, 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 blah. And even though it's only 1 point and only 1 goal, the actual difference in Norwich just showing the character to salvage a point, to maintain their unbeaten run now for 11 games, it is possibly a game changer. And bearing in mind we're at a point in the season where Norwich have done so much hard work that if they do drop points, they've dropped quite a few points in the last 3 games, they are still 5 points clear of both Sheffield United and Leeds. The promotion equation and the title equation for Norwich City with 3 games left is exactly the same. They have 87 points, they need 92, and it is guaranteed regardless of what anyone else does. It's a phenomenal position to be in, and actually for the first time in a while you saw the maelstrom of the game going on, and you're like, actually, whatever this result, even if Norwich lose and there'll be a lot of noise that would have occurred from that, you could have still sat back and gone, you know what, the position is still pretty good. As it is, the position is slightly better than that too. Norwich took the lead. I think it was on just after 19 minutes. I think Marco Stiepermann with a well-taken goal and a nice move. And Sheffield Wednesday played a 4-4-2. Steve Bruce has clearly worked well, I don't want to say miracles because they've got a good experienced squad, but he's done a really good job of tightening them up and making them much more fluent. And had he been there earlier, maybe things would have been different. Of course, he was at Villa at the start of the season, but he's done a good job, Steve. And they were going for it, and all game they defended really well, and they offered a threat for most of it going forward. So Stephen Fletcher, for his age, ran all game. I'm really impressed by that because a lot of teams have ran out of steam, but Sheffield Wednesday didn't. But they did leave spaces all the time because of that extra striker, effectively, and leaving a gap in midfield. So Norwich exploited that from 20 seconds onwards, really. Stiepermann took the goal really well. Dawson, who played because Kieran Westwood got injured in the warm-up, and then Hutchinson got injured and had to come off in the first half as well. So Wednesday had their own issues to deal with. So it's a nice taken goal. But Wednesday were level on 33 minutes from one of the best goals I've ever seen scored here at Carrow Road. Forestieri's hit one from 35 yards. I'm sure you'll have seen it by now. It is absolutely glorious. No keeper in the world is saving it. It is just a work of art, a bit like Mario's free kick. And in fairness, Forestieri was on one of those games today where he was sharp on it. And I have to say, actually now thinking about it, the decision to take him off with 10 minutes to go just made no sense. I mean, he literally just curled one just wide of the post. He was always a threat. He was in confident form, and I think now, retrospectively, given that Wednesday didn't win the game, I just think that was they obviously went close with João late on, but that was moments before Mario's free kick. João should have done far better with it, and I don't know. I'd have personally left Forestieri on. I guess maybe he was getting a bit tired, but there we go. A wonderful goal. We then had this. Have I not even talked about this yet? Have I? I mean, the Wednesday's goal on 53 minutes that gave them the lead. Stephen Fletcher slid in. I think Krul spilt the ball. I feel like I've concentrated so much on the handball that I've not really noticed the rest of the goal. Suggestion of offside from the cross, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen that properly yet either. To me, the ball is in a bundle, and then Fletcher's arm knocks the ball into the net. It is a handball. It's not deliberate. He's not gone and deliberately tried to punch the ball in, but the ball goes in off his arm. And ultimately, under VAR, in future, if the ball goes in off your arm, as a moment the ball has used the arm to go into the net, not like the slight deflection and then the hip that Spurs scored with the other week, the actual arm putting the ball in the net, you have to disallow it. VAR disallows Stephen Fletcher's goal this evening, no question. But we're not there yet. I don't know if you can really blame the officials for not seeing it, because in real time it obviously happens so fast, and I don't really know what you do about that, to be honest. So I have a degree of sympathy for them. It's more of something that when we have VAR, the world will be a better place and decisions will be correct. And those two moments, for Norwich to have picked up a draw, really, with those two moments going against them was significant. Just in terms of the team news, Moritz Leitner started the game. He played the full 90 minutes. He started one game since November, and that was in December. He has had a series of injuries. He wasn't at his best, but why would he be? He's not going to be sharp. In fact, I have no issue really with Moritz Leitner's appearance, and it was good to see him back, and you saw lots of the things he can do well, especially when he's in his rhythm, which he isn't yet, of course. The issue I have is that he hasn't played enough minutes in the last 3 to 4 weeks to build up his legs. Why couldn't he have played I know I keep saying this. Why couldn't he have played those 30 minutes at Hull? And again tonight, Mario Vrancic. I think Norwich has scored one goal in these last few games since Emi was out, without Mario Vrancic on the pitch. When Mario comes on, Norwich equalise or get themselves ahead. The guy has to be getting more minutes and be more involved. He's too good a player, in too good a form, and I say this since this time last season. End of last season he was phenomenal. He's too important to not really be featuring. So, and of course Emi Buendia is fit again for Stoke, which is on Easter Monday. So we'll see how those changes pan out, of course. Daniel Farke, as I said, as livid as I've seen him. But the atmosphere was fantastic. The fans were brilliant. They were a little bit angsty in places. They gave the ref a hard time. But you know what? It was a proper game today. Wednesday certainly deserved a point. I thought they were excellent. Whether they'll get the chance to build on that, given contractual situations, what have you, is kind of up to them, and neither here nor there. But ultimately, it's a point closer to Norwich City going up as champions. There's a lot of assumptions going on, but they are that close now that it is in Norwich City's gift to do it. We go to Stoke, where they might do it. They might not, and we might get really jittery. But ultimately, what a season we've had, and how close we are now to seeing the deed done. We'll be there, of course, every step of the way at PinkUn.com. The Sky guys are packing up. Blackburn Rovers is also on Sky, of course, so they'll be back again. But we're so close to the finishing line now, we can almost touch it. Before we do that, I'm going to have some Easter eggs. We will see you up at Stoke on Easter Monday. Very happy Easter to you.